Ask a nutritionist, do you need to eat breakfast? I think that this idea that breakfast is the most important meal of the day is a bit of a myth. People really need to think about the bigger picture and think of their full day worth of eating. Every meal or snack is an opportunity for you to get goodness into your body. We shouldn't so much focus on what we can skip or what we can miss out, but what we can include. For me, as a nutritionist, I think breakfast can sometimes be one of the trickiest meals for people to get right. If you go into a supermarket and try to hunt for a breakfast option, shelves are just lined with so many processed foods and so many sweet options of packaged cereals, granolas, breads, very processed, very high in carbs, very high, often lacking good quality protein or healthy fats. So I think we need to take it back to basics and just think about what whole foods we can include and perhaps more savoury options as well. Thinking eggs, avocados, vegetables, nuts, seeds, yogurts, cottage cheese, breads if there's minimal ingredients, and sourdough bread have been more healthfully processed, fermentation processes in there. So just trying to keep the ingredients minimal, less processed options. Variety is also key as well, trying to mix it up each week. I often recommend doing a weekly shot, use ingredients there, and perhaps the next week to try a nicer variety, different colours of ingredients, but still going back to those fresh whole foods. As we know that a variety of fresh foods translates into a variety of good gut bacteria, which is super important to health, metabolism, blood sugar regulation, weight, so many factors. In terms of this idea that breakfast breaks the fast, this is true. Actually, this fast is really important and protective of your metabolism and blood sugar regulation. It is good to give your body a break. For some, extending this overnight fast slightly can be protective. It gives your gut a break, so very helpful for IBS, can be helpful for metabolism, blood sugar regulation. So whilst I don't often recommend skipping breakfast and not going to those extremes for your average person, sometimes extending the overnight fast, so perhaps having your last meal of the day quite earlier in the evening, then not eating throughout the evening, and then by the time it's breakfast time, you're ready to break that fast. So I think ultimately we want to look at the overall picture rather than focusing just on breakfast. And there can be other factors to consider. So this is why nutrition research can be sometimes quite difficult to decipher. So if people skip breakfast, what does that mean? Does that mean that they're going to be more at risk of eating more later in the day or making poorer food choices later in the day? So it's not just about that meal, but also about a knock-on effect. My advice is to start the day with some water and continue to be conscious of hydration throughout the day. Then eat a good whole food breakfast, simple ingredients, and then try and keep up those habits, the whole food, unprocessed options for the rest of the day beyond breakfast.